Okay, we are on the last little bit of Gillow, and I'm going to just show you how to attach the frame. Now, if I just remove this, you'll see I've already got a frame underway, and if you need to have some tips on how to kind of make the frame without twisting it and that kind of stuff, we did go into it in quite some detail in Merton Abbey, so you can go back and have a look at that. But otherwise, it is a long chain with a foundation round and then a round of double crochet, so should be okay. But like I said, there are some tips and tricks on how to not twist that frame on Merton Abbey, beg your pardon. Just one other thing, I have always found that I need to go down a hook size with my frames, just because I tend to keep my starting chains loose. That's a thing that I've sort of seemed to have ingrained. And so I found that when I make these frames with a 4mm hook, they come out a little bit too big. So I do the first 2 rounds with the 3.5mm and then tend to pick back up with the 4. So do not worry about experimenting with your hook sizes. It's definitely worth it, because you cannot make, here's some words of wisdom, you cannot make a floppy frame fit, and that's very tricky to say. So do not be afraid to frog that and experiment with a couple of hook sizes, because you will probably find that those hook sizes will see you through all of the external frames, I'm going to call them, you know, the frames that you make externally and then join to your motif. So we are on round 2 of the frame of Gillow, and this is where everything gets attached. We've got our sort of our parchment piece here, and we're going to use the contrast colour. This is caramel. We're going to use the contrast colour for the outer edge of the frame, which is where everything gets attached. So let's just have a look at that and see how it works and where we place our stitches. Right, you will see that I have, in a performative way, just marked these 2 corners here. I've marked the skipped stitch at the top of the centre leaf of the corner on the actual flower itself, and I've marked the centre of the 3 stitches on the corner of the frame. Now you can obviously go around and mark all 4 corners. I've just done this for the video, but a really good idea, because obviously then you know where to start and finish, and it keeps your stitch count correct, and it's just really handy to see where everything sits and lines up. So I'm going to start with, like I said, I'm using caramel, I'm using the original colourway. I'm going to start by making sure that I put my hook through the correct stitch, and it is that skipped stitch at the top of the centre leaf, and you'll know it because it's kind of vertical. It's that little vertical piece at the top there. So I'm going to put my hook through, pull up a loop. No, that's a lie. I'm going to put my hook through and go through the marked stitch on the corner of the frame as well. So again, I will make sure I line up and go into the correct marked stitch, and then take out this stitch marker. And with the stitch markers, obviously we've got some very beautiful stitch markers, but whatever you need to use is fine, whatever you feel comfortable with. So my hook is through both of those stitches that were marked. I'm going to pull up a loop of yarn and just secure that with a chain, just as we've done all the way through, so no surprises so far. And that does not count as a stitch. I'm going straight back into both of those places and making 1 and 2 double crochet. Now at this point you can mark the stitch that you've just made. This is going to help you when you come to join everything. All right, so if you pop a little stitch marker in there, that's going to make your future life, your future self will thank you when you come to join everything. All right, so that's all I've done there. I've just popped a little stitch marker in. I'm going to do 5 double crochet now. Just be aware that you will have partially covered that first stitch there with your 2 double crochet, so just make sure you don't miss anything, because it will throw everything out. 4, 5, and now I'm going to pick up the next leaf. All right, and I'm going to go into the top, that vertical stitch again. Sorry, that vertical stitch, I'm going in there, and I'll use my hook just to dig that a little, give myself a bit of space. Come on, come on. Oh, no, split that yarn. There we go. It's easier said than done. Everything's slippery. There we go. In it goes and into the next stitch at the same time. Make my double crochet, so that is now joined as well. So you can see already we've got 2 sections joined, but we're going to join an awful lot on this round, so stick with me and off we will go. Right, we're going to do 2 double crochet, and again just keep your eye, make sure you don't miss any stitches, because it's easy to do when you've worked sort of the 2 pieces together. It is easy to skip a stitch. I'm now going to find the picots that we made on our larger petals, the petals that sit at the back, and I've got 3 there, as you can see. The next join I'm going to do is into that center picot. All right, the center of the 3. My hook's going to go all the way through the middle and into the next stitch, and that's that joined. All right, and off we go. And now we're going make 4 double crochet, 1, 3 and 4, and we're now just going to catch this center, this large chain that we did. Do you remember this large chain in the French blue here? We're going to just put our hook under that and catch that into the next one, like so. And we're not going to move on yet, because we want to also catch this lovely little leaf. And again, we're going into that top skipped stitch right at the top. So I'm going to put my hook through that. Always say that, never can do it, can I? Can never do it. Come on. Chase it away there. Right, and I'm working so that I catch this chain as well. So I'm not going over the top of the chain. Can you see? Exaggerating here, but my hook doesn't go over the top. It goes underneath the chain as well. And it goes into the next stitch, like so. And then yet again, I'm going to catch this blue chain by working into the next stitch and working underneath the chain. So you can see the chain sits over the top of my hook, and I'm catching that in as well. So we've basically got 3 places where that center leaf and chain is caught. We've got the chain to the right, the leaf in the center, the chain to the left. Okay. So we're now kind of reversing what we've done thus far, and I will just keep saying, just double check you're not skipping any stitches, because they are getting covered quite well with what is going on here. So we're reversing where we've already been. So we're doing 4 double crochet, picking up the center picot on this little petal, and now 2, 1, 2, and we're coming for that right little leaf there. And again, we're going into the skipped stitch, that vertical little dash at the top, and the next stitch at the same time. We've got 5 to do, 1, 2, 3, 4, and with a fair wind that brings us to our very corner stitch, and it does. Oh goodness, thank goodness, thank goodness. And we are going to go into that top, which will probably be marked because you follow the pattern and are good and are not like me, but we're going to go into that corner stitch. Both of these will be marked and make our 2 double crochet. All right, we're back to the beginning of our repeat now. So if you look, that's our first side done. And yes, it's wobbly because it's not blocked. Blocking is everything, okay? Make sure you block your blocks at the end. Blocking is everything, but everything is now joined. You can see all the way along we've got the leaves joined, the petals joined, the center chain and leaf all the way along. So you're just going to work one round like that, and it will end up looking like this. And this has been blocked, so you will see the difference. Look at the curl on this, and look how flat and perfect that looks. So when you get to the point of blocking, this is why you do it, because you end up with all your stitches beautifully even. Everything sits flat as it should. Everything is much neater and more professional looking. But the caramel round, so the outer round here, whatever colour you choose to do, is where you join it all together, and when it's all done, there is your very beautiful Gillow block.